Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. Well, it's been another week, and it's not been the greatest week in the world. I started off this week and just kind of had some things happen, went a little south on me. All my own doing, my own fault. I went out on Tuesday, my normal day off. We usually go to the bridge or do a long run on the trail or something like that. But unfortunately, I had some things to do. My tires on the car were basically, I normally have the Glacier Tracks. Mine were more like Kojaks. So I had to get new tires. And it would compress my day a little bit because I had to take the girls over to Fairmont and then get back to the tire shop. But I found I was going to have, just about an hour maybe in between. So I had time to do one of my shorter runs, my shorter workouts. And so I had planned to get to the West Fork River Trail in Monongah and do a 3-mile goal marathon pace run. It's also kidding season on the farm. That's a hectic time, very hectic. And of course, go figure, I'm looking to get that accomplished, the run accomplished, and I have to help the family deal with an issue. We had a goat kidding, and it was not very good, and so my time was compressed even more, and I still had what I thought was enough time to get it done. So I took off. I did not warm up anywhere near enough, number one. And I was really just locking in my pace about the turnaround. And as I turned around, the trail had some ice on it and some moss has grown over the trail. And my foot just went out from under me as I turned around. I didn't really hit hard. I actually kind of saved myself. One of the things that coaches try to do is teach athletes how to fall, and I did. I fell well. I didn't bounce on the asphalt or concrete or anything. I actually rolled really, and I got back up, and that was the problem. I got up too quickly, and when I did, I was trying to still hold my pace, and I sort of jerked myself into a sprinter start. And when I did that, the hamstring on my right leg cramped really bad. I do suffer a bit from sciatica, and I thought it was that, but it was a real Charlie horse. And I tried to limp it off for a little bit, but it was over. I went ahead and realized I was just hoping I hadn't done any real damage. Getting up, and anyway, I did the sort of jog of shame, almost 2 miles away from my car back to Monongah, went and got that dealt with, and I took the rest of that day as kind of just, all right, let me reassess things, make sure I'm not hurt. An injury would be pretty much this marathon cycle over. I would never be able to recover from a hamstring tear or even a serious muscle strain in the time I have. On the upside, it turned out it was not anything real serious. It is tight. It's really just it was a bad cramp. But I didn't work it while it was cramped up. So there was no real tearing, nothing serious. It's just this week I kind of throttled back. I didn't do any speed work, no hill work. I basically just would do flat, easy, a lot of treadmill time, shorten my stride up quite a bit to, where I could run my heart rate up a little higher and, but not overexert the leg. I did manage yesterday to do a 16-mile long run. I did 10 miles of it on the indoor track at the City Net Center. That started to get frustrating. It was a very busy day at the gym. There was multiple events going on. So there were crowds that were sort of kind of spectating from the indoor track, and they're not really supposed to do that. But it was kind of hard to enforce because it was the volume and there were just a lot of people. So I got 10 miles into my run, and then I just said enough of this. I was running into people and I was, having to break pace too many times. So I went ahead and jumped on the treadmill and finished out the last 6 miles. I held just under a 4-hour marathon pace. It felt pretty good. I didn't feel overexerted. My leg worked okay. It was, again, still tight, but not bad. And even at one point, a young runner, which I have run against next to in road races, was there doing some work, and we got into a little quasi race for a few laps before it was they went off on and did some other things. Anyway, we were supposed to go and participate in a race this weekend. However, the weather is looking very iffy. The weather where we're going isn't going to be particularly bad, maybe cold, but not bad. And it's going to be not real great here, but mostly cold. The problem is we've got to travel through some mountains to get there. And I have yet to get through where one end or the other was having bad weather and not basically run into very poor weather and dangerous conditions. And it's just not in my best interest right now to risk wrecking the car or getting hurt in a car wreck for a race we're not really periodized. We're more looking at another checkup, sort of similar to the Run to Read half marathon, where we'd go out there and mainly focus on like goal marathon pace. And if we felt like we were froggier because it was only going to be 10 miles, push a little harder. But otherwise, it was it's not a major event. It was just something we wanted to do for fun and that everybody could go and enjoy. But if by the time we got there, if I was all stressed out and just from the drive, if the weather had turned bad and I've got to rush back the very next day to get to work, it's just not going to be a good thing. So right now it is very much up in the air what we do and when we do it. Anyway, that's about it. It is really raining. I'm going to try to get some miles in today just to finish up my weekly mileage. And I would really like to finish out with just a little over 60 miles this week and just call it that. I lost basically a whole day and at least a half day's worth of training to just being afraid I might have injured myself. It doesn't look like that's the case. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me here in this my car studio again. I hope you guys are having a good time. If you've noticed, I've been doing a little bit more activity on my Facebook page. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to be a little bit more personable and encouraging and not just all about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So if you guys would be interested in me talking about anything in particular, just let me know. I'm happy to help. And as I always say, run angry, my friends.